Hi folks, Dan here, the Living Room Guitarist. Welcome back into another episode. If you'll forgive me, we're going to jump right into this week's tune. We'll talk in a second. I just have to get this out of me. Hang on. Whew. That tune has been living in my head for I can't tell you how long. I call it Digital Life. Got a quick story behind it, and you've probably been there, right? You just sort of one day something just sparks a creative idea and you start thinking and you get a melody in your head. You can hear it. You can hear the lyrics. You can hear the music. You hear everything. But God help you, you just can't get it onto the fretboard. Your fingers will not do your bidding and you just can't turn it into the music that you hear. So I had that. It goes back to probably the early 90s. I read a book, and for the life of me, I can't remember the title of it, but had something to do, if you ever saw that Megatrends 2000 book back in the day, it was kind of in that genre, like talked about guerrilla marketing and positioning your brand in the market in terms of what's coming, all the technology. It was a book that sort of it foresaw, I think, the development of what we today call big tech and social media and everything, and get ready because here's how you're going to do business in the future and that kind of stuff. And I remember reading that and I was thinking, gosh, if this comes all true over time, we're all just going to be, owned by our technology. And I just started thinking about this. I just hear this melody, and in fact I thought it would be a Rush song, the way they used to write back in the 70s and early 80s, and I could even hear Geddy Lee's voice in my head singing this song, about all this teeming technicality, but have we made a better world, and the men of power set the order, they keep us in our place. Amateurish lyrics, I admit. I've never been a lyricist, but I could just hear this tune and it was just stuck with me for years and years and years. And finally, we had our episode, we wrapped up a series with Gary, our friend Gary, who was talking to us about all our gear and the effects pedals and how we order them and use them and really enhance our playing. So I was inspired by that. And I also remembered an old quote by the poet Dorothy Parker, who said, "Writing is the art of applying the butt to the chair." So I just did it. I sat down and I worked with this, and at least I got something started. So I got this out of me, and it's a song called Digital Life. I could just hear it. It's a digital life, and we live by the numbers on the edge of a knife. We see so many wonders, and I was just going on and on and on. So I got it. So I'll present that to you today. It's called Digital Life. I start here on a G, and if you think of just a general G bar chord here, okay. A quick thing on my setup here, I've got probably a moderate amount of overdrive, a good amount of chorus, and just a little bit of delay. You can maybe hear it, just very, very subtle delay. So I found that, and so again, if you come to a G bar chord, instead of barring the whole chord, what I'm doing is just leaving the 2 fingers on the 2nd and 3rd string down on that 5th fret, and then on the 3rd fret, just that 2nd string up, and just, you know, leaving the rest open. I'm muting that top string. I'm not using it unless you want to thumb over on that 3rd fret. And I'm just kind of, it's kind of arpeggiating it a little bit. So just, you know, a semi-open G from that, from this position. And then I come down to the bottom 2 strings on that 3rd fret, kind of a cheap G, and from there I just go right into a D chord. So it's G, D. So the opening is so it's a da 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 da, kind of like that. And then it's F, C, slide back to a B, and then A, and it sounds like this. Or you could do it like this. But just, yeah, just a quick parallel fifths here. Okay, so from the beginning. So that's just the opening line, and that's kind of the melody that I heard in my head all that time. So I do that a couple of times. Once I've done that twice, then I come into the other da 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 da. So it's just this open E twice on the F, just those top 2 strings I'm using. So it's E, F, F, A, G, A, C, B. Alright, so E, F, F, A, C, B, A. And then just a little A bar chord. And then D, E, G. Different voicings. If you think of just a standard D chord here, I'm just not using that bottom string. I'm just getting these 2 strings on the 3rd string up on that 2nd fret, 2nd string up on the 3rd fret, and then I'm just sliding it up a step to an E. And then this G bar chord, just the 4 bottom strings, 5th fret, 3rd string down. You leave that G string open, and then the 2 bottom strings on the 3rd fret. It's the same G you'll find in Sweet Child of Mine, by the way. Okay, so. So I do that run twice, all right? So from the top. Notice I'm doing a lot of muting there. As soon as I hit that last boom, I just palm mute everything, just shut it up. Run twice. Then I go into my chorus, which is just a D chord with a little embellishment just from that bottom string on that G on the 3rd fret. So just on and off. And just playing with the bass note. B flat here, 2nd string down on that 1st fret. And I leave these 2 bottom strings here like I'm doing a D, and I just use that pinky finger to get that G. C9, and then I'm going to use that 3rd string down on the 2nd fret and the 4th fret. So, that's the movement there. I'll go it real slow here. after the second run, I just come into, after I do the B flat bass note here, I just come to a G on that 3rd fret, and I go, just using those 1st string, 3rd string, and 4th string. Come to the 2nd string on that 2nd fret. Okay. And I just wind up at that D. Then, so again, I did that couple. It's just sort of an A-A-B-A sort of arrangement, really. But what I tried to do some sort of a bridge or where a lead might go, sort of an Alex Lifeson style lead, which would be very complicated and no way I could ever do it. But I just came into this idea of what Gary was talking about with us during, talking about all our effects pedals and the things we could create. And I realized, and you've probably hit this too, that chord shapes and fingerings that really don't make any sense in sort of when you're doing a clean sound. When you start adding and layering in different type of effects, they take on whole new characteristics and look really cool and sound just like, wow, I could use that. So I just came up with different little shapes here. Kinds of fun things you could do there, really. So I'm going to leave that up to your creativity because, for me, it's still raw material. I'm still trying to figure out where to go with this, but I just wanted that opening, that kind of verse chorus that's been living in my head all these years, and thank goodness I applied the butt to the chair and just got to work. Sometimes the creative process, as you know, it can be a little painstaking. It's labor intensive. You have to want it. You have to mean it. So we're meaning it here in the living room. Please subscribe to the show. And if anything you hear here speaks to you in any way and you want to continue it, develop it further, take it in another direction, just put your own unique kind of creative spark to it, please do so. This song it just needs to come out and have life. So does your music. So send us something, all right? livingroomguitarist@gmail.com. We would absolutely love to have you here on the show and feature your living room playing, your talent, your creativity. There's so much talent in living rooms around the country. Even though we're just amateur players, we don't have aspirations to fame and fortune. So what? We just love to play guitar. So let's love to play together and make music here on the Living Room Guitarist. We will see you next time as I play this out just a little bit. Thanks for joining us today.